Welcome to our second lesson on the dial pad details for our handheld video game. Let's begin with a right-click on the top housing, Edit Part. I want to bring to attention this surface extrude we created in our last lesson. Let me scroll down and select it from the tree. Let's right-click and hide the solid body. The surface we created has different segments. This is the surface we're going to be using for the trimming procedure in this lesson. It's a good idea when you can to use a single continuous surface as your trimming tool. It's much less likely later on that you'll end up with errors. Having said so, let's go ahead and make some changes to our extrusion. Let's begin by right-clicking, select Edit. Under End Condition, let's select Blind instead of Mid-Plane. For the depth, let's enter a value of 6 millimeters and click OK. Let's go to the Surfaces tab now. Activate the Extend Surface tool. I'm going to apply it to this edge, and this edge here. Let's extend the surface to 10 millimeters and click Accept. Now we've got a single continuous surface. All right, let's bring in our solid body. Right-click, Show. Now let's activate 3D Sketch mode. We'll go to Tools, Sketch Tools, Intersection Curve. Let's select this face and this face and click OK. Let's cancel out of the Intersection Curves Property Manager and exit the 3D sketch. Now I'm going to use the Offset Surface tool. Let's select this face. The offset distance will be 2 millimeters. Reverse the direction and click OK. Activate the Offset Surface tool again. This time we'll select this face. Offset distance will be 0. Notice that the Property Manager is titled Offset Surface. When I click outside, the tool registers my changes, and now the title reads Copy Surface. That's because I created a 0 offset. Effectively, we've copied the surface. Let's hide our solid body, right-click and hide. Now we're going to fill the gaps between this edge and Surface Offset 1. For this, we'll use the Extend Surface tool. Select this edge and the offset distance. Let's make 10 millimeters. I'm going to click OK. We've got a bit of a problem that we couldn't see during the preview. This surface goes a little too far into the dial pad area. I want to bring this edge a little closer to the LCD opening. To do so, let's open our original Pocket Game part file. Go to Open, and select our file, click Open. Take an isometric view. What we're looking for is the sketch that controls this face. Let's expand Surface Loft 1. Here's Sketch 8. Right-click and edit. Let's take a Normal 2 view and zoom in a little bit. I'm going to grab and move this point slightly somewhere here. Let's exit the sketch. And now let's return to our assembly. Do we want to rebuild? Yes. But we get an error message. Let's select Continue to ignore that error and close the dialog window. Let's make some more modifications. Right-click and edit. Let's make this distance 5 millimeters instead. The preview suggests that it does fix our problem. Let's click OK. Let's select this face again. All we're looking for here is that these two surfaces intersect with each other. Let's change the curvature a little bit now. Let's go back to the Pocket Game part. Right-click on Sketch 8 and edit. And let's make it something like this. Exit the sketch. Let's return to our assembly. Click Yes to rebuild. Okay, that worked. If we need to adjust any more, we can do it later. Now I'm going to use the Trim tool. The trim type will be Standard Trim. The Trim tool will be this surface. Selections to keep, this one. And click OK. Let's activate the Trim Surface tool again. Clear the current selection from the selection window. Trim tool this surface. Selections to keep. Here. And OK. Now let's hide surface offset 1. By the way, if you're not sure which surface is where, just mouse over the surfaces. You'll see the name of the feature in the callout. There's surface extrude 2. And here's surface offset 2. I'm going to use the lofted surface tool next. Let's select this edge and this curve and click OK. We've still got some gaps on both sides. To fill those gaps, let's use the Extend Surface tool. I'll select this edge and this edge. Select Up to Surface for the end condition type and select this surface. Click OK. Now I'm going to use the Trim Surface tool. Mutual Trim Type. Clear the Surfaces window. Select this surface and this one. Here as well. Selections to keep. Here and here. Here as well. Click OK. Let's bring back our solid body. Right-click and Show. Let's go to Insert, Cut, with Surface. Be sure the cut direction is pointed correctly. And let's click OK. Let's hide our surface bodies now. And let's roll down past Cut Extrude 2 to see how it looks. Let's exit part editing mode.
We'll continue to apply finishing details to our handheld video game. I'd like to apply some fillets to the dial pad. Let's right-click on the top housing, Edit Part. The fillet will need to appear in our tree before the shell feature. I'll roll above the shell. Now let's activate the Fillet tool on the Features tab. Let's use a variable radius fillet, and I'll select the edge to fillet, here. The value at this point will be 0. Radius value at this point, also 0. Let's make this value 20 millimeters. And here's our preview. Let's click OK. Let's activate the Fillet tool again. Constant radius fillet this time, radius of 10 millimeters, and let's select the edges to fillet, this one and this one. Click OK. Let's add one more fillet, the variable radius type, and we'll select this edge and this edge as well. The radius here is going to be 0. Here 0 also. Let's make this radius 5 millimeters. And here's my preview. Let's select this edge now, and this edge up here. Same values, 0 at the top end, 0 radius at the bottom end, and 5 at this point. Let's click OK. And this concludes our lesson about detailing the dial pad.